Well, 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 if it isn't old Deathstalker. Yes, I've rescued the character in time for episode 25 of Season 2 of Frackin Universe. Now, we haven't seen Deathstalker for a while because he stopped working due to some, I don't know, the character got bricked or whatever. But I've been digging around in my backups. I do occasionally take backups of the player in the universe folders, and I discovered that I'd actually done that after episode 15 of Frackin Universe. So I've basically restored Deathstalker from episode 15, which I've done bugger all with him since that episode, so it didn't really matter too much. But he's, yeah, and this is obviously still the most recent base, whatever, so that didn't die. It literally was just the Deathstalker character. What's that infernal beeping? Yes, mites. M-I-T-E, mites. Have been introduced since last time we actually was in Frackin Universe, and it does mean that all the bees are kind of buggered at the moment. It's been the last hour and a half just fiddling around with item storage networks, so transfer doodahs and everything. And whilst that's happening, all my bees have been attacked by mites. M-I-T-E, mites. God damn it. Apart from my elder bees, they're fine. Oh, they're not. Oh no. I think the mites might have actually spread quite a lot. Apart from... Well, you, morbid bees. Huh. Apparently morbid bees are fine. But everyone else... I mean, what is the morbid bees thing? Oh, it's because there's no bloody queen in there. Also, this character is... I think this character has a bloody glide. Oh, yeah. I've got this bloody glide augment, which means I keep on going flapping. I flap all over the place. I remember, I think it was in episode 15 where I put that on and hated it so much that I immediately got rid of it. And now it's back, baby! Ugh. So, mites. Yeah, there's a chance that mites might infect your thingamabobs. Now they're back! Where are they going? Oh, gold. Varroa mites. Deadly to bees. Place an anti-mite frame in your apiary to kill them. Yeah, they do breed like buggers. I think they start off quite unenthusiastic, but the more of them you get, the more they will. Bloody well. What do you call it? Reproduce. Right, so this is going to be swimming against the tide, so I'm not going to do this quite now. Also, my inventory is absolutely horribly full, as usual. We've got all this crap. Oh, that's not crap. That's good. Oh, there's an elder bee. Elder bee. Give me you. Give me you. Give me bee. Bee get. There we go. Elder drone. Anyway, we don't worry about these bees. Yeah, all you have to do is craft an anti-mite frame. Which isn't much good generally because, for instance, here we've got a centered frame in there. And unfortunately there's no room for any other frames. So ideally what we'd do is create a big apiary. Oh god, I'm still in admin mode from time warping. So I'll turn that off. Yeah, so let's see if I've actually got the ability to make an anti-mite frame. Oh, there we go. And you make it out of beeswax, timber and flower heads. Flower heads. Yeah. And presumably, the point was, if you make a big apiary, a giant apiary, these actually have the ability to have two frames. So if you started getting mites, I mean, you might have to just like sacrifice one of the frames to that. But for now, let's not worry about that now, because what I want to do is I've been playing around with the item transfer devices, as I was saying, and because since last time I set up all this horrific network, things have changed, and this needs complete revamping. Because we discovered that it doesn't really work very well, and there's only 2 chests, and they're getting duplicates in there. I've been looking into how to actually solve the whole duplicates problem. Where basically the whole point of this, and this is from ages ago in the season, I haven't really talked about it since, is that I bung a mite in there now. I bung something in here. Like loads of stuff, and it'll separate it out and just bung them into these storage chests up here. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually distinguish. It doesn't actually choose which chest to put it in. So eventually, both of these are full, and there's quite a lot of duplicates over both of the things. And this is the second chest. Orange grav liquid, bloody hell. So it's a bit of a bad system. I've been reading online how to cure that, and apparently there's one thing you can do. It doesn't sound ideal, but apparently you can like daisy chain a bunch together. So it's like the storage stuff goes into number 1, and then 2, and then 3, then 4, then 5 in a line. Simply by setting up item transfer devices. So from 5 onwards, it kind of like pulls it in from 4, pulls it in from 3, pulls it in from 2, and it just stacks it better apparently. But as far as I can work out though, if after a while, if things won't stack perfectly, because if for instance chest 4 got full and something's in chest 3 that needs to stack into chest 5, it won't be able to go through stack chest 4 unless there's something of that already in there. I don't know, it didn't really make a huge amount of sense to me. What I have been fiddling around with is up here. There's something. Well, first of all, let's have a look at this. This is a storage bridge 2.0, which was introduced recently, and everyone got completely confused about it. I've tried to work out what it means, and it's literally impossible. Because now there's like an extra 2 outputs, partial and complete fill. But I haven't really been able to work it out. I'm so but what I'm more interested in is the even split and the slot split toggle buttons down here on the item transfer device, which is fairly new. And I've been trying to work out if that actually has any benefit for anyone, or me, because I'm more important than anyone. But I have discovered there is actually a use. I'll try and explain this. Let's just get rid of all this, because I've been experimenting. So everything's reset down to normal. Actually, I'm not even going to use that, I don't think. So this is, at the moment, it's a very basic setup. I've used Storage Bridge 2.0 for this, but ignore that. I mean, it can be done with the regular ones. Just ignore the top row of red things. So, remember we've got a basic storage chest, where if we put something in, let's go to here, put something in there, it'll disappear and appear in one of these chests. Now, for some reason, it does seem to favour the second. Well, it favours one of the chests. I can't remember which way around it is, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it does that. But if you toggle on the even split, and then put something in here, it should divide exactly half. So half goes into this chest, and half goes into this chest. Nice. Now, okay, let's just try out the other thing, the slot split. This is slightly different. I'm going to just take off that because we're only interested in this chest now. And what I'm going to do is set up the item transfer device. So instead of trying to put the output into any slot, or just fill it up from the start and go onwards, what it's going to do is only output to slots 1, 2, and 3. And this is how I had it set up before I deleted it all. So slot split will split it evenly between those 3 output slots. So, in other words, 1, 2, 3. In theory, anyway. Let's try that. So, this is only aiming at this first chest. And there we go, it split it up perfectly evenly between that. Nice. And there's a slight wrinkle to that. You can put both of them on. And then when you do that, both things apply. So it's some of it's gone into here, and nothing's gone into. Oh, hang on. I was doing so well until then. I forgot to rewire it back up again. Right. Once it is actually all wired up, it should split it into the 2 chests, and within the chest, it's split it up into 3. Yeah, this is more like it. 3 here, 3 here. All of 1, 4, 2, because it all divides nicely into 6 or something. Anyway, so I thought, well, that's all very nice and pretty and lovely, but who cares? More importantly, what use can I actually put it to? I mean, this is just my my brand new testing grounds. It feels darker in here these days. Not quite sure what happened there. It's dark. Yeah, who cares? But it occurred to me, ages ago in the series, we had a situation where we actually used to have quite a few wells down here, and then I reduced it to 1. Because it was overwatering things. And then since then we've fiddled around with things. We've sorted out all this, which I need to get back into. Because it was when I was doing all this, it was a work in progress, and it's still a work in progress. They've been tweaking things all over the shop. So we're not going to worry about that at the moment because I need to look into it a bit more. But here, what we've got here is a situation where the water is pulled out of the well. Just quickly wait for a bit. It is producing water, but it's immediately getting taken out by the transfer device. And this was a situation where this is very confusing. Stack Harver. So the water will go to this stack harbor and then into this other stack harbor in an attempt to split the water 3 ways. It's very confusing because first time, half the water goes to the second splitter and the other half goes to one of these things, and then the second splitter does another halving thing. So effectively it's supposed to, I think it was splitting it evenly between all 3 trays. There's 791, 820 and 1000 in there, so it's all very similar. Is there any poo in there anymore? Oh, there's no poo in there. There really should be poo. Because no, I think no bugger is actually eating, so therefore there's no pooing going on. Yeah, there's no turds anywhere. Yeah, so this system's broken down. It's chaos. Probably something's changed, but it was never a good setup in the first place, so bollocks. Anyway, the whole point of this is now we can actually simplify this. But we can't simplify the the whole sort of poo recycling thing that we added recently. We can't. Well, I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. But that's God, that's confusing. This is this grabber stuff that's kind of putting it back into here. I'm tempted to get rid of that completely just to make it a bit more obvious what we're doing, but I'll try and work around it for now. What I'll do is I'll take off these, because I've got so many item transfer devices here, it's just chaos. In fact, I'll just dewire all this for now. I'll leave that there. So we can actually see, it's a lot more easy to see what's going on with the theoretical poo recycling thing. How the grabbers take the poo, put it back into, in theory, slot number 3 of here. I think that's set up correctly. And then we were supposed to get a situation where the output is being sent up to our feeders up there, whatever. But as I say, at the moment, toss it. All we're interested in now is dividing the water evenly. So I think I should just be able to. Let's just take out all this garbage, stupid, bloody garbage that can piss off right up the chuff. There. Oh, it has actually exposed the fact that I couldn't be bothered to actually completely sort this out. Was it just glass? Maybe glass. Yeah, hopefully I've got a bunch of all this stuff. Yeah, I've got loads of stuff. Stack harvest, don't really need that. We've got an apiary in there. This is episode 15 Deathstalker. He was a crazy guy back then. Right, so this time, in theory, if we just set this to output slot 1. Why is that? Oh, that's probably because it was sending it to the harbour. Right. So, I don't think I need slot split. No, I don't. I don't think I need... All I need is even split. And the output, therefore, should just go to... input. Oh, it does need something, though. You will need something, because it's supposed to go into slot number 2. So this... There. So that'll, in theory, send it to here, and the same with the other ones. What I'm going to do, I'm not sure if there's any. I'm not sure if this is actually growing anything anymore. I think there were changes, which means you have to put more seeds in there, and fertilizer was changed, and I need to experiment. Frankly, now is there any water actually? Yeah, it's building up water now. So I'm hoping now I'll actually set that to slot number 2. Output to there, and there. It should probably have sent it all to here now. Yeah, it's immediately, because I wired that one up first, it sent all the water to the first one. So I'm thinking, the one problem I've got with this is that this isn't going to build up the water to the 3 level, because this kind of needs to almost have 3 bits of water so it can divide it evenly. Otherwise, it might not actually distribute it correctly. You might just put it up to the first one it can put it into, which is, by the looks of it, is what it's doing at the moment. So this isn't going to be quite as simple as I hoped. I'm also running out of food. I forgot that Deathstalker's bloody there's a hunger character. So really, I really only want this to operate once it's actually a bit fuller of water. What I could do is just put more wells back, and that would be the easiest way. But that still doesn't feel correct. So weirdly, I've actually found a solution. Probably not the solution that you're supposed to do. There must be a different way of doing this, but I found a way, and a rather cunning way. Because if you look at the moment, the water is slowly building up to 3. I want it 3 or more, and everything will be fine. So we're just going to have to... Oh, there. It cannot happen very quickly there. It suddenly took out all 3 water drops, and then another one appeared in there. So it did actually take the 3 out, and it should have split it pretty much evenly. I've reset it all. Yeah, there we go, 2, 2, 2. So it took it all and split it evenly between all 3 growing trays. So how did I do this? Using the configurable 3-state timer. Obviously. This was really... I was poking around in the power station thing up there, thinking there's got to be something. I thought, well, maybe logic could make it so it only the item transfer device only works occasionally, like every 30 seconds or whatever. So it wait for it to build up some water, and then the item transfer device would activate and then split several bits of water into the 3 trays, and it's actually worked. I'm genuinely surprised. Let me just show you the wiring. It's very simple. As before, the output of the well goes to the item transfer device, and then the water gets split all 3 ways. Fair enough. But this, the bottom left, it just worked then, very briefly. You just saw the power happening. So the bottom left blue thing is the power toggle switch. And I've got the configurable 3-state timer going, doing its business. So, if you'd actually look at the timer, it's set to this is this is strange. How could I actually explain this? So, so long as the timer is actually running, it'll basically send out power from slot number 1, which it just literally just did it as I was pointing at it. Slot number 2, and then slot number 3. So it'll just cycle between those 3 output slots. So I've got it set up. So slot number 1, which is the one where we're on actually hooked up, will actually activate for 1 second, and then slot number 2 will activate for 30 seconds. Slot number 2 is not actually wired up to anything, so it'll literally for every 32 seconds, the one we want it'll activate for 1 second out of those 32. So essentially, it's got a cycle of about half a minute where it'll every half a minute it'll pull out whatever water's in here and divide it. 30 seconds I chose at random. I mean, that wasn't like the result of any kind of like particularly good experimentation, but it seems to be like you get a drop of water every roughly about 10 seconds or whatever. So I might have actually got lucky with the guessing. Well, we've got 7 there, 6 there, and 6 there. So it has a slight bias towards train number 1. The good thing is of course, it does. It would actually like what's the word? Scale to some extent. So what I'd do is every time I added a new growth tray, and it would be a lot simpler now. We haven't actually got all this nonsense. All I'd do is wire those up to the thing and add another 10 seconds onto the timer. So if they're like 5 trays, I'd probably set this up to about 50 seconds. I'd probably have to like do a bit of experimenting around, but it would scale quite easily. And you wouldn't actually have to worry about all this nonsense, all this stack dividing. So that's probably almost definitely not the only solution. But so long as item transfer devices are incredibly... it doesn't have any good... the splitting is still very strange. It can evenly split now, but it doesn't really handle small quantities very well, but I've found a way around it. Basically. Now I just really got to sort all that crap out of there. In fact, what I'm going to do... My first use of this for a while. The old Deathstalker. What I really need to do is sort out these mites. That parpy ha-ha sound is basically telling you that it's basically the mite alert. Oh, got an Elder Queen. Ain't that lovely? So this all these beads in theory need sorting out as well. Everything needs to... I go away for like a couple of weeks from Frackin Universe, and suddenly everything just goes to pot. Everything goes to... Oh, hello, a rot comb. Elder Stone, blimey. And of course, the good old Elder Fluid. Ah, that's good. We kind of like do... I'm going to put that back. We do actually want Elder Fluid for something, probably, at some point. Because it's nice for something, at some point. Yeah, I'll have to think about doing stuff for this, because we did all this nonsense getting all these bees sorted, and we never really did anything, apart from get mites. M-I-T-E, mites. Shout out to Irene Moon. So this is probably a mistake, embarking on this. But I think Deathstalker does not have any research anymore. I think, I can't remember if it was Spoiler Ape or Deathstalker who started gathering a lot of research. The whole research stuff has actually come on more so, but I'm still not 100% sure exactly what it all does. But I seem to remember that putting things through here might actually yield some. But it might not. Is this even switched on these days? Oh, I've got some silicon and some glass out of it. I don't think it's all hooked up properly anymore, so I don't think that goes to there, and then that, in theory, goes to... Oh, God knows. This is too it's too complicated. I'm going to rip... I think, at some point, I'm going to rip this up and start again. Because I don't... Well, I've decided that this system never really worked. It was trying to make it so that you could either choose to process it or not. What I was thinking about doing, and this is what set me off on all this other stuff, is having it so that we could, instead of having all these weird daisy chaining things or whatever, is that we try and actually have a a dedicated fluid thing. So instead of putting everything into here and then going into the centrifuge type things, I don't know. I was going to go off on a big thing, but I'm not confident enough at the moment. I'd like it so instead of having a little lever there though, what I thought might be good is to have the levers associated with the centrifuge and the extractor or whatever. So I guess everything will go into the chests. I'd have multiple chests. Maybe it divide it so put all the liquids into one chest and all the miscellaneous old soot into another, and stuff that I might want to extract into yet another. And then is that actually working? Oh, it is at the moment. Yeah. Grab all that. Anything in there? Anyway, yeah. So then you could actually if you decided that you want to pull out all the liquids. And centrifuge them and then put them back into the chests. You just pull a lever or press a switch and it'd do it. Basically. So that might be a way forward. But we haven't really been doing much in the way of actually going out and exploring and getting stuff and then putting it in here for a long time because we've been fiddling around with other stuff. So I don't know. So obviously that didn't provide any research and I still haven't got any. Oh, what's that doing in there? I must have put that in ages ago. Of course, the other way of getting research is to do some quests. And I have a feeling because of them resetting Deathstalker's timeline into some real Into the Breach type shit, we could actually get... What's this? Oh, of course, yes, that's the other thing I was going to mention. You do actually get loot boxes these days in the game, which are kind of like a goodie bag, but bigger. And obviously, so satirical as well. So we may as well just have a bit of a tootle around. I think the loot boxes you only get when you actually do all the quests. I've actually got some of the quests. Oh no! Oh, it's because it's unavailable. I thought I'd failed it. I've broken something. I could get research this way. So I deliberately haven't done many of these kind of quests in Season 2, just because I did a lot of that sort of stuff in Season 1. I thought it would be boring to redo it all again. But I'll try. I mean, some of these will be utterly trivial because I've already done them. Like build an alchemy table. Running into a door. Still running into a door. I'm using it as an excuse to actually think about what the hell I'm doing. So for that, I think for the alchemy table, for instance, this is just going to be a for instance. I've completely forgot. Oh, there it is. Just need iron and timber. That's... yeah. Oh no, hang on. It's gone chaotic. I don't want any... There we go. Really? I don't have any iron ore. I mean... No, hang on. Request all of it. I've literally... I always do this. I always just forget immediately what I'm doing. And that was... the... alchemist table. God damn it. This is an iron bar. Do I actually need to do some furnacing? I feel so primitive. There we go. And the other thing was, inevitably, I paid no attention to what I was doing. Oh, yeah, it was timber. Timber! Actually, I could just make some. Timber. They've added a load of boomerangs. I was reading through the Frackin Universe notes, and there's actually a bunch of new boomerangs that have been added to the game, which is all rather jolly. I've got a list of other things that was quite interesting that I should probably mention at some point. I'll do that in a bit. Right, so alchemy table is gone. It's there. What else have we got? Item carrier. Yeah. Oh, that's something completely different. Apparently, yeah, I wrote this down. Cattle feed is unlocked and crafted without a hand mill now. Oh yeah, bring your own ships are now larger. They've also rolled in fracking racers into the actual main mod. But yeah, I still actually have to manually choose a character extension mod for that to actually work. So that quest. Oh, it's via the tricorder. Like that. Look at me. Oh. You know what? Hang on. I'm going to just accept them all. You never know. Might actually get some more of these. Although, maybe I actually have to have this in my inventory. Anyway, I've made my 100ness. Try building an armor works now. I think I've built an armor works and already upgraded it. So yeah, I think I've actually. Let's try. I'm trying to press the N button. That's the armor works, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Armory. Oh, there we go. It actually is just the vanilla armor works. Or is it? Who cares? There was a missing bit there, you may have noticed. You can already see these quests. I mean, it's not very interesting to watch on video, is it? I just want a loot box. I'm trying to see if there's any of these. Oh, look, tinkering gives you. I'm trying to see if there's any quests here that give you actually a loot box. But no, I think actually the best way of getting loot boxes is probably doing it via actual missions and things. Beekeeping 101. Oh God. Yeah, we've got elder bees, mate. Loot box. Oh, there's a million things. What's that? Oh, ancient artifacts. I need a sidearm. So the loot bags are still in the game. But no. Not sure what I'm going to get. I think loot boxes would actually be at the end of missions. Or like even if it's just like on maybe like dungeons on whatever. That bloody mite alert is not great. Apparently you can't make it so that mites are automatically extracted from your aviaries using some clever ITD magic or whatever. Or storage bridge stuff, whatever. I think there's some design to make it so it punishes you for not using anti-mite frames. Which I might try and actually craft, because I was going to do that, wasn't I? So I'm going to give this a go with the anti-mite frame. And we do need beeswax and a flower head. And something else that we do have. I forget which. Now, I don't know what flower heads are then. Because I'm just having a look around. And we've got bee flower seed. And which ain't great. And so on. I mean, all this stuff really should be. In fact, I don't think I wonder. This stuff used to get pulled out by the ITD. I think I suspect the changes have actually crippled the whole my entire system. I think my system no longer works because of a change. So yeah, because otherwise, even though there are mites, it still should be pulling stuff into this box here, and it no longer is. I've taken out all the rotten food that kept on building up. So all I can think of doing to actually get hold of this flower head thing is possibly try some extraction or centrifuging. Because there doesn't seem to be any other way of actually crafting them, and I can't imagine they would do anyway. I mean, how would you craft a flower head? For God's sake! Well, that's not even a word. So I guess that beeping. I never really bother centrifuging any of this, so I'll just try and take some what could. In fact, I'll do it straight from the other thing. I'll tell you what is theoretically possibly the sort of thing that I reckon might do it to get a flower head. Floral honey. Oh, floral honeycomb. That was that sounds very possible. Right, so where have we got? We got this. What's the powder sifter? Oh, there's a centrifuge. Now I'm actually going to dewire this because I don't want anything escaping from it. And the whole, I mean, as I say, with the whole thing, I'm going to dewire at some point. So let's try it. Let's try a floral honeycomb. In fact, let's try. How do you get half stack? I'm thinking of Minecraft here. Well, let's give it a go. This needs to be powered, doesn't it? Oh, flip. Yeah, one of the wires I just took out was actually the power. Tits. How do you get the power these days? I think it's from there, isn't it? I need to go to the blue. Was it the red? There we go. It's the red. Okay, petals. Bloody petals. Gonna not even give me any research. I don't know. I honestly don't think. I'm not 100% sure what actually gives you research from extraction anymore. Whether that was only a temporary thing or whether it's just particular ores that do it. Because I think we had a bit of luck putting ores through there, but I haven't actually got any of those at the moment. I could try, I guess. Let's try. Let's get some ore. Densium ore. Let's try adensium ore. Actually, that's maybe something else. Ferrosium. Whilst that's busy doing that, let's try out some ferrosiumage. Oh, if I just realised it's actually... I was on the wrong tab anyway. Extract. Oh, there we go. 7 researchers. Per ore as well. That's actually quite bargain-delicious. Oh, I think it was... Yeah. Yeah, that's quite nice. 214 now. Cheap at twice the price. Or half the price, depending on how you say that slogan. Now, this isn't only providing... It's providing bloody petals, isn't it? It's a shame, because that was my best guess. Let's spread around a bit. That's very unlikely to do anything. Oh, golden wood. Yeah, so that's how you get a golden wood. I'm guessing that's the only thing. Looks like this seems to be much faster. What happens if you put that in there? Does this do anything? Otherwise, what's the... Oh, where's a seed? I think my next idea is trying to grow the seeds, the bee flower seeds into something, because that it does look like this is the right thing. The flower head does actually look like that, so I'm going to give it a bit of a... Oh, I'm going to have to start gardening. How the hell do you garden? The hoe. Have I ever not done any gardening here before? Oh, I've done it over here, haven't I? Okay. Well, let's rip these flowers out. Because nobody gives a wet wank about them. I don't think they're actually doing much. There's another elder bee. Let's do a little bit of planty pooing. Actually, all the farm stuff is the right hand side, isn't it? So that, I guess they just need some water, I guess. I think there's a different kind of... I think these flowers just grow normally, but these... I need to put a light up here. It's so dark here. Yeah. So, maybe I need to water it, maybe I don't, depending if it's farming or just regular. I don't know. I have to just speed time up. There. Right, let's get out of admin mode again. I'll just try and get one. Bee flower seed. Oh no, I don't think it had actually grown fully yet. That was just... I think maybe... Oh yes, it's water. Water is required. I think I've got actually more water in my inventory than I know what to do with. There we go. Now, actually, let's just say... I think I need to finish the video, so I'm just gonna cheat. That looks more like it. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I think we still need a little more. We do need a little more water. Yeah, this has got to be it, hasn't it? Oh my god, they're massive! I think I just... Oh, okay. I harvested it. I'm not sure where it's gone though. Maybe I killed it. Huh. Let's try that again. It just kind of like vanished, and then I'm not sure where to actually... Oh, the grabber? Maybe the grabber got it. Where does the grabber go? I think the grabber takes it here. No. Where does the grabber go? It would have been this grabber here. Or maybe it's down here. Ah! It is. The grabber... I harvested the seed, the flower, and the grabber immediately took it, put it into the stupid-ass system, and then put it into my bee-grabbing chest. And the flower head is right there. Right, so... Oh, there's also a bee flower seed. That's where the other seed went. Right. So... Now, in theory... let's get... Let's de-admin mode. We just need a bit of beeswax, which I think is a trivial get. That looks like it. Can only make, well, 2. And then let's just do it with the... Let's do it with the elder bees. Although I'm not 100% sure these are actually affected that much, but let's put the let's put our new frame in here. At the moment it's just a basic one. And then we can... What I really want is an incinerator. The incinerator just makes it a lot easier to do this. Get rid of all these. In fact, look, they're actually dying. Slowly but surely. With the anti-mite frame in here, they do slowly die off. And it looks like production did actually begin on the Elderstone again. There must be an easy way of doing this. Apparently, there was a chance you might be able to turn this into feed. But I think that was just something I read when I was doing researchy stuff. So, are we okay with the mites? I think we are. But only in that one. I just really have to replicate that thing for every single thing. And then that infernal beeping can bloody well stop. Anyway, we'll stop here. Been going on for long enough. So thanks for watching. We'll pick this up again soon. I promise. Or do I? And yeah, do subscribe and all the usual stuff. And see you next time.